Welcome back everybody to another episode on EI Entertainment Studios. In today's debate video, we're going to be talking about Zombie Godzilla versus Shin Godzilla 6th form. But before this video does actually start, I want to make clear that this video is not meant for anyone under the age of 13 or any age in any country that is considered a child, due to monster action violence, visual destruction, and some mature language, and the overall nature of the video. Now let's begin. If this is your first time ever watching a debate video on this channel, what we like to do is I like to get two monsters, right, from the universe, from Toho or Warner Brothers, and one of them I like to make it a fan-made kaiju, and one of them I like to make it an original kaiju. In this case, however, it's a little bit different if you've noticed. Both of these are fan-made kaiju, so we're kind of breaking the rule here. What we're going to do is we're going to put these two monsters up against each other, and we're going to rate them on a few different scales, up against each other obviously. For the first monster, we could say for Zombie Godzilla, which would apply the same for Shin Godzilla 6th form, because yes, we can technically say Shin Godzilla could possibly lead to a 6th form in reality. However, the reason I decided to say it is fan-made kaiju because we haven't actually seen it on the silver screen, and therefore we're gonna classify it as a fan kaiju. But anyways, so this is what we're gonna do. We're going to go over the backstory of Zombie Godzilla, where he came from, how all this started. We're going to go over his abilities, his characteristics, his height, pretty much everything. And then we're going to do the same exact thing for the 6th form of Shin Godzilla. After we do that, we're going to put these two kaijus up against each other to see who would be the true king of the monsters. Without further ado, let's begin with Zombie Godzilla. This is an interesting one. So, starting off with the backstory, Zombie Godzilla came into existence after Godzilla 2019 fought King Ghidorah and got severe battle damage, leading him into a retreat to his underground lair. At this moment, a new fungi species saw this opportunity and attacked the wounded areas of Godzilla, attacking his immune system and eventually taking over his body. The fungi worked its way up to Godzilla's brain and took control, while his body will begin to decay until every new form the fungi takes. So that's the backstory that I was able to come up with for Zombie Godzilla. Now, abilities, let's go over the abilities. We have some very interesting abilities for Zombie Godzilla here. Starting off first, we have the Atomic Breath of Death. Very, very interesting one. Now, and by the way, I believe I didn't make this clear, and I apologize for that. The Godzilla that's becoming a Zombie Godzilla is actually based off of Legendary Godzilla. It's supposed to be Legendary Godzilla. So Godzilla 2019. You could take that into consideration as well. Anyways, so we have the Atomic Breath of Death. What this means is, obviously normal Godzilla would have an atomic breath that just destroys everything, right? In this case, in the Atomic Breath of Death, his atomic breath just destroys life. It's meant to suck the life out of anything it touches. So for example, let's say this atomic breath of death touches a monster, that specific area of the monster's body, the blood, the cells, all the like organs in that part would die. That's how powerful it is. Next we have the Infective claws and tail tip. Just like any other zombie, if you get scratched by them, in this case for Zombie Godzilla, if he claws you or the tip of tail scratches you when he tail whips you, if that scratches the body of the opponent, then you would be, or that opponent would be infected by the disease and would possibly turn into a zombie. Next we have Fungi Aggressiveness. Pretty much what this means is, we know, at least from, this is coming from my own opinion from watching Godzilla King of the Monsters, Godzilla himself is aggressive. However, I feel like he's only aggressive when he needs to be. Right? He's more smart from that. When he knows he doesn't need to fight, he's not gonna fight. But when he sees danger, he'll fight, which I really like that about this Godzilla. Meaning that trait is gonna go away because of this, because of the fungi aggressiveness. The fungi, as we went over the backstory, it's gonna take over his brain, causing him to do what the fungi wants him to do, which will make him super aggressive. Now, quick question, when you watch zombie movies, do you notice zombies ever getting tired? The answer is no, they don't. They always keep on coming, no matter what you do, either slow or fast. They always come and get to their goal and just eat the human, right? Kill the human and eat it. Well, that's because of this, and this Godzilla actually has this ability, which is called unlimited stamina from the virus. And in this case, it's not a virus, it is, like, I don't know if you can call it a virus, but it's a fungi virus, but whatever. I'm no scientist, so unlimited stamina because the fungi is taking control of his brain. The brain is what decides how much energy you can push, the brain can keep on pushing you. So what the stamina does, or the fungi does, is it takes over the brain of Godzilla and it forces him to continue walking, continue attacking, continue running, don't stop. And once the body gives up, the fungi will change the form and will become more stronger, will probably make Godzilla more bloater. Like, if anyone has played Last of Us here, like the bloaters, possibly Godzilla would become looking like that after his 4th or 5th form of the fungi taking its stages in. That's another ability. Next we have infinite evolution till final form. I literally just went over it as I said. So pretty much the fungi will take different forms as it progresses through the body, and each form that it takes, the body or the appearance of Godzilla will change until it's become super bloated, and then after that it will eventually die. The fungi will die. And that's it. And then, well, the fungi in the body will die, and the rest, the fungi that survives will escape the body and go on to its new host. Which is kind of a tragic thing, but that's how this would work. So the height of Zombie Godzilla is going to be 119 meters tall, staying the same as the original Godzilla was. However, I do want to make this clear, so I'm going to do this right now. We're going to say that the fungi can go to 3 forms. So the second form, he'll be 132 meters, because he gets bloated and he gets bigger. And his final form, he'll be 148 meters. Right? So we'll definitely take that into consideration. Alright? Continuing on, the territorial levels are maximum and aggression level is maximum due to the fungi, and the biome is strictly on Earth, land. The water, even though Godzilla can be in water, the fungi cannot resist the water, or cannot take the water, so he can't go in water. Okay, that pretty much sums up Zombie Godzilla. Now we can focus on Shin Godzilla 6th form. Now you may be wondering, well, wait a minute, why aren't you saying 5th form? There is a reason for that, so you'll see why I'm saying specifically 6th form. Now, even though I've made some arguments that the tail creatures could possibly just be a side effect of his evolution, and not just a full, him evolving, in this case, we're gonna go with the ideology that that's part of his evolution, or part of his form, one of his forms, right? And so what we're gonna do here is, those tail creatures are already his 5th form. Once they come out and they become a new creature is when they become the 6th form. And it'll make more sense. So let me just stop talking about it and let's begin the backstory. Hopefully it makes more sense. So this is the backstory of Shin Godzilla's 6th form. After Shin Godzilla was frozen from the coagulant, 3 weeks later his body was still frozen, but the tail began to heat up, allowing the humanoids to escape the tail. The humanoids all combined together to create a separate organism that would become a horrific giant humanoid Zilla. So, you know all those small humanoid creatures on his tail? Well, when they all came down, they all connected to each other. And they became one big monster. That's how this rolled. That's his 6th form. The 5th form were the small humanoids, and the 6th form was them growing into one. Hopefully that makes more sense. I don't know why I feel like that's a little bit confusing, but anyways. Next, the height of this Godzilla is going to be, strictly, it's going to stay at it, 123 meters. It will be his height and the abilities. The abilities are quite interesting, so let's go over the abilities of Shin Godzilla's 6th form. First, we have the flying, or yeah, it's just flying, right? We saw the humanoids. They have this really weird energy to them. They do have wings to them. They also have this very weird energy to them, meaning they could fly around. And when all of them combine together, the big one can still fly. So yes, the humanoid Zilla can fly, or known as Shin Godzilla 6th form, can fly. Next, we have the atomic laser. Coming strictly from Shin Godzilla's DNA, it's the same kaiju, so yes, he can open his mouth and use an atomic laser. Not an atomic breath, but an atomic laser, the more sharp one from Shin Godzilla, and also will have body lasers all throughout the body. Notice Shin Godzilla only had it in back of his dorsal plates. This specific kaiju will have it all over his body. So that's one thing to take into consideration. Now, next we have invisibility. Yes. This creature can be invisible. It can become invisible because of all the negative energy that it saw. So this is a little bit what I'm taking this a little from GMK. If you notice, if you've ever seen Godzilla, Mothra, and King Ghidorah, all giant monsters, all-out attack, you'll notice Godzilla's motives, or just Godzilla in general, comes from the souls of the suffering, right? It's something like that. And so what happens is, yes, Shin Godzilla was a mistake. Shin Godzilla was done in fault of the humans. But however, so many of those humans were actually part of that. Not every human being caused Shin Godzilla's deformation. In general, his own existence, right? And therefore, these humanoids each is supposed to represent all of the army men that were causing this nuclear radiation. And all that super, and it's so ashamed of itself, right? It's so ashamed of itself that it can go invisible. It's an interesting ability. That's why it can go invisible. Next, we have the super evolution. Shin Godzilla could evolve. Now, this specific form is way more advanced and way more, little bit more less fragile in the back too. So he's more put together. I'm trying to say is it's harder to penetrate the skin, and it's more evolved in terms of the cells and all of that. So it will be able to have super evolution, meaning evolving even faster than how Shin Godzilla was able to do. And then we have the energy shield. So this form has a specific field of energy surrounding the body, which is pretty much a shield and cannot be penetrated. But it can only be activated every 15 minutes. So, and for only 3 minutes it can be activated. So 15 minutes, 3. So every 3 minutes, it's done, 15 minutes regenerating, and then it will be activated again. Now, next we have the human diet power. Well, what does this mean? This humanoid only feeds on humans. So every time it goes and eats a human being, it'll grow up and it'll become strong. It won't grow like physically taller, but it'll grow stronger. It's gonna get brute strength. And it feeds on humans in 3 different ways. The mouth, the negative energy around it will push up humans into its body. It'll soak them alive. Like imagine the human is alive and it'll be soaked into its body alive, getting digested in there. And the final version is whenever this humanoid falls down, it could the legs have these small holes which could suck up human beings as well. So yes, it only eats humans and it grows off of humans. And the last one is separation ability. So if this creature is getting attacked and is not being able to take the attack, it can easily dismantle and become all those millions of little humanoids and just run all over the place and hide, or just attack them one by one, or the opponents or opponent, and then they could come back together as one again. The territorial level is high, aggression level is low, because Shin Godzilla was originally very low in aggression unless was aggravated, but territorial is high, and the biome is unlimited due to being able to evolve to different situations. A great example for this would be, for example, let's say we throw Shin Godzilla into the volcano. He could evolve his body to breathe in all of that smoke, or to take in the temperature. His body can sustain the temperature of that. Next thing I could say that, for example, I mean, I don't have to go too deep. We could just go straight to the movie of Shin Godzilla, right? How he would change forms. Like, he needs to walk on land, right? He needed to walk faster. He changed his form. That's evolution right there. Anyways, so that pretty much sums up these two monsters. We're ready to go where all of us have been waiting. The official battle. So let's start it. What we're going to do is we're going to go best out of two. If there is a tie, then we'll definitely go to overtime. But for now, I'll explain if there needs to be a tie. So our two ways we're going to deal with this is we're going to go a battle of far range, strictly far range, so some abilities will be not allowed, and then close range, where all abilities are all out power, and also scenarios will take into place as well. So obviously close range is way more practical and far range is less practical, because monsters will go up into their faces and just fight to the death. We're gonna go the less practical one first and save best for last, so we'll go far range first and then close range second. So let's start off with the one and only Zombie Godzilla, and let's see what abilities he can and cannot use against Shin Godzilla's 6th form. So let's go ahead and check that out right now. So we have the Atomic Breath of Death. Fine, Atomic Breath is meant to go far distances. Oh, and excuse me, I didn't say that. They're 700 meters apart. They cannot come closer than 700 meters. Now they have all of that out of the way. Atomic Breath of Death is fine. Infective Claws and Tail Tip will not reach all that, so that's not fine. Fungi Aggressiveness is nothing for distance, so that's okay. Unlimited Stamina, that's fine. Infinite Evolution till Final Form, that's fine. So he can use every single ability except Infective Claws and Tail Tip. For Shin Godzilla, or Shin Godzilla 6th form, Flying ability is fine, Atomic Laser is fine, Body Laser is fine, Invisibility is fine, Super Evolution is fine, Energy Shield is fine, yeah, of course. Human Diet Power has nothing to do with distance for his opponent, and Separation ability, he can use it, but will not be able to use it as an attacking or an offensive form. Will be able to use it only as a defense, not offense. Okay. Let's get these two kaijus at it right now. I'm excited. Are you? Okay, so I see the first thing is, out of these two monsters, going off of aggression, I'm going to say that Zombie Godzilla will be the first one to attack, leading because of his desire of flesh and to grow. The fungi is the one controlling this. The fungi will be the first to attack from far. What is he going to use? I would say the first thing he's going to use is the Atomic Breath of Death on Shin Godzilla 6th form, assuming he shoots at his waist. So some part of his waist, his organisms, his bones, all of his veins will die at that part that the Atomic Breath of Death hits. As soon as that hits, well, excuse me, let me start up the game as we talk. I don't make it boring. Let's go and play as this guy. Anyways, so as soon as he uses the Atomic Breath of Death, that part's gonna die. The waist, the organisms, and the organs in the waist are gonna die. And I think the quick response from Shin Godzilla's 6th form is either gonna be an Atomic Laser, or Either it depends. It depends if he decides to go in attack mode or defensive. If he wants to go attacking, he would use atomic laser. He wants to go defensive, he could either use separation ability or he could use the invisibility ability, right? So, but we're gonna go offensive just to make it more interesting. We're gonna say he's gonna go offensive. He's gonna attack Zombie Godzilla with the atomic laser. Not the body laser, but he'll go with the atomic laser specifically. To, let's say, Godzilla's hand. And obviously Godzilla is decapitating. So Zombie Godzilla is strong, but it's not good on defensive. So he can easily die. Know that. So as soon as Shin Godzilla 6th form uses the atomic laser on Zombie Godzilla, that part of the body will fall off and it's done. It's over. Because his body is already decapitating, decaying, and it's a mess, right? So let's say he does that, and then uses, for example, let's say, body lasers, and then just shoots, let's say, 70 lasers at Godzilla. It's definitely going to destroy him. Is it going to kill him? No. The only way you can kill him is getting it straight between the eyes and the head and the brain of the fungi where it is actually controlling it. And assuming, let's say, it doesn't get everything, it just totally destroys the body from far range, right? Let's see what Zombie Godzilla can do in response of this. So let's go back to his abilities. What he can easily do is he can change his form. His fungi can override the body and change the form and reconnect to each other and become a little bit more bigger, meaning he's going to stand at 132 meters now, which is going to cause Shin Godzilla a little bit of fear, I think, and is going to cause him to a little bit of retreat, making Shin Godzilla go into the separation ability and kind of scattering all around, and Godzilla or Zombie Godzilla's gonna be a little bit confused. Not that we're doing far range, so Shin Godzilla can't attack him yet, but it's gonna leave him a little bit confused. Maybe he could form a little bit on the left or on the right, not on Zombie Godzilla's eyesight. As you know, Zombie Godzilla is blind. I forgot to tell you, if I didn't, he's blind. You should have seen on the thumbnail as well. He is blind, and he only uses senses, motion, from the fungi. So he could move a little bit to the left or to the right, reform, and then he can, let's say, use atomic laser once again. He could keep on this. That's why I see this as a little bit of a repetition in the far range. So we're gonna go ahead and give, just because Shin Godzilla 6th form has a lot of atomic lasers of the ways he could do it, and can keep on dismantling Zombie Godzilla from the far distance, I'm gonna say that, even though he can keep on getting bigger, I'm gonna say that far range would be Shin Godzilla's take. So I'm gonna give 1-0 in terms of Shin Godzilla. But when we get to close range, notice things are gonna change a little bit. This Zombie Godzilla is specifically designed to battle in close range. So let's see. Close range, first of all, I believe Shin Godzilla is taller. So we're gonna go back to first form for Zombie Godzilla as well. Zombie Godzilla stands at 119 meters tall first form, and Shin Godzilla stands at 120, or Shin Godzilla 6th form stands at 126 meters tall. So Shin Godzilla already has the height advantage, but stuff is gonna change a little bit, because now Zombie Godzilla can easily use the Infective claws and tail tip, and as soon as he does that, he's gonna injure Shin Godzilla 6th form and is gonna cause severe infection on that type, or on the part that he uses of the body. As soon as he does that, he can use the atomic breath of death to kill that portion of the body or any other portion, right? And then when Shin Godzilla decides to attack back, at one point he's gonna get tired, right? At one point he's gonna get tired, and what's going to happen to Zombie Godzilla is he's not going to get tired because of the fungi giving him unlimited stamina. Giving him unlimited stamina, he's going to change forms. Let's say he moves all the way to his third form and becomes 148 meters. Right? He's going to become almost double of Shin Godzilla, because Shin Godzilla at this point will be sizing down to become the separation ability. because he's getting destroyed at this point, right? So he's gonna split open, and all Zombie Godzilla has to do is go into override mode, open his mouth, and just burst out the atomic breath of death on that whole area, and Shin Godzilla is a goner, or Shin Godzilla 6th form is a goner. And therefore making it a tie now, 1-1 for Zombie Godzilla. Meaning, yes, we did go to tie now, we'll go to overtime. Overtime, I'm going to go pure abilities, so I'm going to rate them pure abilities, nothing else. So let's start off with Zombie Godzilla. Having the abilities as follows: we have the Atomic Breath of Death, Infective Claws and Tail Tip, Fungi Aggressiveness, Unlimited Stamina, Infinite Evolution till Final Form. So that was clocking in for Zombie Godzilla. For Shin Godzilla 6th form, we have Flying, Atomic Lasers, Body Lasers, Invisibility, Super Evolution, Energy Shield, Human Diet Power, Separation Ability. And you may wonder why I didn't specifically use the Energy Shield in this. Energy Shield can only be used when Godzilla is, or Shin Godzilla is, not aggravated or not scared. So he has to be on a very constant mindset, like he has to be like normal, can't be scared or can't be aggravated. At this point he was, so therefore the shield cannot be used. And going both of these abilities, both of these are very good abilities, but at the end of the day I'm gonna have to go with Zombie Godzilla. I think he has more unique abilities that could lead to his victory, because let's be real, far range, it's good, but close range is where most monsters would fight in reality, and this Godzilla is just too overpowered, and I will go ahead and give the win to Zombie Godzilla. And I just want to apologize if this video becomes very long, because I know I was very into the battles. I was going very deep in details in the battles, but that's what we're here for, to be enjoyed. So anyways, the winner of the battle at 2-1 because of overtime will be Zombie Godzilla. But anyways, that's going to wrap up the video. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, have a wonderful day.